right. So, you sent us some stuff about virtual offices.
Uh-huh.
And we gotta say, it really piqued our interest.
Yeah.
Like this Brandnook article, it basically defines a virtual office as, a flexible and what's crucial, like a really cost-effective alternative to a physical workspace, right?
Right, right.
And it's interesting how it leans on technology so teams can collaborate and actually work well without needing to be like physically in the same space.
Yeah.
Seems like it's about unlocking potential, but in a modern way.
For sure.
So what we want to do today is kind of dive into these benefits, which there seem to be a lot of, and maybe even like touch on some of the challenges, the headwinds people might face
Yeah.
to see if, maybe this is a game changer for your business, right?
Absolutely. And what's really cool is how this virtual office thing has like really come into its own, Like the Brandnook article points out how it's like a direct response to this growing need for businesses to adapt quickly and for many, like really cut down on costs. Think about startups, for example. This model can be a huge win for them.
Yeah.
It gives them a way to manage cost that traditional offices just can't match.
Okay, so let's back up a bit. When we say virtual office, what are we actually talking about? It's got to be more than just everyone working from home, right?
Right, exactly. The Brandnook article makes it clear it's really a service.
Oh, interesting.
Businesses basically subscribe to this digital framework, right?
Mm.
And that allows them to maintain a professional image even without a physical office. And this usually comes with some really key things bundled together.
Okay, like what?
Well, you get a registered business address,
Mm-hmm.
which adds legitimacy for clients, right?
Sure.
Then there's mail and phone handling, access to meeting rooms when you need those in-person moments, and of course, all the digital tools for remote work and smooth collaboration.
So it's like you're getting the core parts of a physical office, but it's delivered as a service.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Tailored to your needs.
Yeah, and what's even better is that it's often customizable.
Right.
The article mentions things like virtual receptionists to handle calls professionally, or even virtual assistants for those admin tasks.
Oh, wow.
It gives businesses the ability to scale their support as they grow, which is pretty powerful.
Now, you can't talk about anything digital these days without bringing up security.
Oh, absolutely.
What's the approach to security in these virtual offices?
Well, that's a big deal, and the article really stresses that strong security is like a must-have. Providers will usually have secure network connections, often through VPNs.
Right.
Think of it like a private tunnel for your internet traffic so no one can easily snoop on your data. Especially important when you're dealing with sensitive business info, right?
Absolutely.
And then having tech support that's ready to jump in if anything goes wrong, that's critical for keeping things running smoothly.
Okay, so that's the big picture. But for those listening,
Yeah.
how do you know if this whole virtual office thing is right for you?
Well,
What kinds of businesses really benefit the most?
good question. And the Brandnook article lays out some really clear categories. Like, first off, if your business is already remote or hybrid,
Yeah.
a virtual office can help you look way more professional.
Yeah.
Plus, it keeps the flexibility for your team while also giving them access to physical meeting rooms when they need those face-to-face interactions, whether it's with clients or for team collaboration.
It's like you get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, good for that.
Remote work, but with a professional touch when you need it. What about those just starting out, the new entrepreneurs?
Well, the article's pretty clear. For startups and small businesses, virtual offices are a really smart financial move.
Yeah.
Instead of getting locked into those expensive long leases, you get a great address and the support you need, all without breaking the bank.
Especially in those early stages, that can be huge.
Oh, totally. Every dollar counts when you're starting out.
Couldn't agree more. What about freelancers and consultants, though?
This is where it gets really interesting for them, right?
Oh, how so?
Because it gives them that flexibility and support to work efficiently and look super professional at the same time.
Makes sense.
Instead of using their home address, they get a dedicated business address, which clients see as way more credible.
It's like leveling the playing field. Right.
Exactly. Instead of a home address on their website, they can have a recognized business address in a prime location.
And that instant credibility boost is invaluable.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Now, the article mentions a few other situations where a virtual office shines. Can you unpack those a bit?
Sure. So they talk about solo entrepreneurs who obviously benefit from the cost savings and the professional image boost.
Makes sense.
Then there's companies with teams all over the world.
Oh, yeah, that's more common now.
A virtual office gives them that central point of contact and support without needing a physical office everywhere.
That's really smart.
And for businesses that just need temporary space for a project, it's super practical. And then something that's becoming more important, the article highlights sustainability too.
Oh,
Right. By cutting down on commutes and reducing the environmental impact of a traditional office, it's a more conscious choice.
it's not just about saving money then, it's also about values.
Exactly. It aligns your operations with a more eco-friendly approach.
Now, the article does mention that this isn't for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
What types of businesses might not find this model a good fit?
Well, it doesn't give specific examples, but it's easy to see that businesses that rely heavily on physical operations, like manufacturing or retail, where customer interaction is key,
Yeah, that makes sense.
they'll probably need more than just a virtual setup.
Right. It's really best for those whose core work can be done remotely and where that professional infrastructure and business address are the biggest assets.
Exactly. It's all about finding the right fit for your needs.
So we've covered what a virtual office is and who it might be good for. But now let's dive into how it can actually help businesses thrive, like how it unlocks that potential.
Yeah, let's get into it.
The article lays out some key advantages, and a big one is cost effectiveness.
Oh, without a doubt. Saving money is a huge draw. And the Brandnook article really digs into how ditching that long-term office lease can seriously slash expenses.
For sure.
And it's not just rent. It's utilities, maintenance, even all that office equipment you normally have to buy.
It adds up fast.
Oh, yeah. And for some startups, this can be the difference between surviving and thriving,
Right.
It frees up so much capital that can go straight into developing their product or marketing it.
So it's not just about having the money, it's about strategically using it.
Precisely. And the article points out how those savings can be directed to areas that really matter for growth.
Like what specifically?
Well, think about boosting your marketing to reach more customers or pouring those resources into developing a killer new product.
Yeah.
You can expand your team, hire top talent, maybe invest in training your employees, or even upgrade your tech infrastructure.
Right. So it fuels innovation and helps you scale up.
Exactly. It's all about smart allocation of resources.
Makes total sense. Less tied up in bricks and mortar means more to put into the things that actually grow your business.
Right. It's a different way of thinking about investment.
The next big advantage is flexibility and scalability, right?
Absolutely. This is where virtual offices really shine, especially in today's fast-paced world.
For sure.
The article highlights how companies can adapt much quicker to changes in the market or even internal shifts.
Yeah, agility is key these days.
And your employees get to work from wherever they're most comfortable, which reduces the stress of commuting and leads to a better work-life balance overall.
But how does this benefit the business itself, practically?
Well, think about it. You can scale your operations as needed, whether it's adding meeting time or bringing on more admin help,
Yeah.
all without being weighed down by the costs of a traditional office.
That's a huge plus.
This kind of adaptability gives you a real edge. You can jump on opportunities or handle unexpected issues way easier.
Especially in today's economy, that kind of agility is priceless.
Oh yeah, you got to be able to pivot quickly.
Another key benefit is maintaining a professional presence. But if you don't have an office, how do you do that?
That's where all those bundled services of a virtual office really come in.
Oh.
The article stresses how crucial your company's image is, for building trust with clients and partners.
First impressions matter.
And even without a physical office, having a good business address makes you look instantly more credible.
It's about looking established.
Exactly. Then you have things like professional mail handling, so you never miss important stuff.
Right.
Dedicated phone numbers with a proper answering service, that makes you sound super reliable.
Yeah, that adds up.
And then being able to use well-equipped meeting rooms whenever you need to host clients or have important team meetings.
So it's about creating that polished, established feel, even if your team is spread out.
Exactly. And the article makes a really interesting point about how this benefits startups and smaller companies especially.
Oh, how so?
They can project a level of professionalism that they might not be able to afford otherwise.
That's a good point.
And that can be crucial for attracting and keeping clients, which helps them grow, right?
It levels the playing field in a way. Everyone gets to look their best.
Right. It gives them a competitive edge they wouldn't have otherwise.
The article also talks about accessing a global talent pool and expanding your reach, which seems really important in today's world.
It is. It's huge. With a virtual office, you're not limited by geography anymore when hiring.
Wow, that's a big shift.
You can literally hire the best person for the job. wherever they are in the world.
That opens up so many possibilities.
It leads to a more diverse team with a wider skill set, which can really spark innovation,
Yeah.
you know?
So, like, a small startup could actually hire someone on the other side of the world without having to relocate them.
Exactly. It breaks down those barriers, you
Mhm.
know?
That's amazing. And how does this borderless approach affect a company's reach?
Well, the article explains how businesses can build trust with clients and partners in different regions without needing a physical office in each place.
Smart.
And by having a good business address in key locations, you can attract customers from all over, grow your client base, and really boost your international rep.
It's like being everywhere at once, but without the cost.
Right, it's strategic presence, but in a virtual sense.
So you're essentially global without the massive overhead.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
The next advantage is availability and access. What's that all about?
Well, the main thing here is that virtual offices often let businesses operate outside the usual 9 to 5, you know?
Oh, interesting.
This is great for companies with teams across different time zones or those serving global clients.
Yeah, the world never sleeps.
By offering continuous service, you build trust and reliability. Your clients can get help or information whenever they need it.
That's great for customer satisfaction.
Yeah, exactly. They're happy, and your company gets a reputation for being responsive, which is a big plus.
Like having a 247 receptionist for international clients.
Exactly. It's all about being there when your clients need you, no matter where they are or what time it is.
So you're always open in the virtual world.
Right. That's the idea.
The article also talks about minimal commitment, which kind of ties back to cost effectiveness, but with a different angle.
Right. It's not just about paying less up front. It's also about having fewer obligations long term.
Less risk involved.
Exactly. So by avoiding those lengthy leases, businesses, especially those with tight budgets or new ones, can avoid a lot of financial strain.
Especially when you're starting out, that peace of mind is invaluable.
Oh, totally. And even without that big commitment, you still benefit from that professional image.
Right, you still have that business address, the mail handling, and the meeting rooms when you need them.
And that builds trust with clients, you know.
It's like you're serious, but without overextending yourself.
Exactly. And the article highlights how this is perfect for expanding into new markets.
Oh, how so?
You can test the waters with a virtual presence before going all in on a physical office.
That's a really smart approach.
It gives you the flexibility to scale based on demand without taking on a ton of risk.
So you're not tied down, you can adapt as you go.
Yeah, it's a much more agile way to grow.
The last advantage is something we hear a lot about these days: productivity gains and better work-life balance for employees.
Oh yeah, that's a big one. And the Brandnook article really stresses how virtual offices can actually boost productivity.
Really? How so?
Well, because employees can work from where they're most comfortable and focused.
Makes sense. No more noisy commutes.
Exactly. And all that time and energy wasted on commuting can now be used for actual work.
So it's a win-win, less stress for employees and more output for the business.
Right. And it goes beyond just the location.
Oh, how so?
It's also about having more control over their schedule, which helps them balance work and life better.
Yeah, that's crucial for a lot of people these days.
And this can lead to less burnout, higher job satisfaction, and ultimately better productivity for everyone.
So happier employees mean a better bottom line, essentially.
Exactly. It all comes back around.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground: cost savings, flexibility, professional presence, global reach. It's quite a package.
It is. And what's really interesting is how all these advantages kind of work together.
Oh, in what way?
Well, like the money you save can then be invested in better tech that makes you even more flexible and productive.
Right. It's a cycle.
And that professional image you build makes it easier to attract great talent and clients, which further fuels growth, you know?
It's all connected.
Yeah, it's a whole ecosystem of benefits.
So for you listening, we've really dug into how virtual offices, as described in this Brandnook article, can be a huge advantage for all sorts of businesses.
From startups to global companies, it's a versatile model.
We talked about the potential for massive cost savings, the flexibility they offer, how they can help you look professional, and how they open up access to a global workforce and market.
And let's not forget about the continuous availability, the minimal commitment required, and the potential for higher productivity and a better work-life balance.
It's a lot to take in, but hopefully it's given you a clearer picture of what's possible.
Yeah, and if you connect it all back to the bigger picture,
Uh-huh.
it really shows how much the way we think about work is changing, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Technology is making these new models not just possible, but better in a lot of ways.
Right. It's not just a trend, it's a real shift.
And businesses are catching on. They're seeing the strategic advantages in today's world.
So as you process all this, think about which of these benefits could really make a difference for your business.
Yeah, what stands out to you?
Is it cutting costs, being more flexible, or expanding your reach?
Or maybe it's a combination of those things.
And what's one thing, just one, that you could do this week to explore this further?
Maybe it's looking into specific providers in your field.
Or even just thinking about how a better business address could make your company look more professional.
It's all about taking that first step.
And this brings up a really important question for everyone.
What's that?
In this new world of work, how can you use these innovations like virtual offices to not just compete, but to really unlock the full potential of your business?
That's the real challenge and the real opportunity.
It's about taking these ideas and making them work for you, for your specific goals.
It's about finding what fits your vision.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into virtual offices. It's been a fascinating conversation.
It has. Always great to explore these new ways of working.
Until next time.
See you then.